So, what I've come to realize in the past few days is that in retrospect, most my videos are just going to sound like obvious truths, like something that's a given, something that most people just live by. But the thing with obvious truths is, as obvious as they are, at times reminders are good. They help you to realize that the truths still stand true. I don't know, basically, like sometimes the obvious is not that obvious until someone tells you that it is. So these videos help, even to me, like a future version of me watching the videos. So, yeah, today I wanted to talk about the societal construct that is love. So, basically, what made me think was I was having this talk and on how love should be like and like what is ideal. The answer I should have come to earlier, or answer that I did end up coming to eventually, was that there is no ideal. I think we as a whole, when thinking about love, one big part where we fail at is that we believe there is one universal law for love, or there are multiple universal laws for love. But the thing is, as much as it may seem like it at times, as much as it may seem like love always follows this particular storyline, and things always end up the way they do, I feel like just the fluctuations every single one of us has on an individual level makes it so that no two love stories between two different people are going to be exactly the same. It's stupid to follow a particular rule or a blueprint on how it should be, which is tougher than ever because now, with media consumption and just the shit we see online or even talk about, love is highly discussed. And there are a lot of different narratives trying to sell themselves to us on if a person truly loved you, they could tell what you wanted. If a person truly loves you, you'll never doubt it. There is a soulmate. Now, all of these are like different examples of things people believe in. And honestly, just because I don't does not mean they're wrong. They could be. But that's the thing with these things. What I believe is that the truth is relative. One major part of these things being true is that you have to believe in them for them to be true. If I never believe in them, they'll always be false. If I don't believe in the concept of soulmates, which I don't, even if I find this person who's very compatible with me and I've never been happier, I still don't believe in soulmates and I won't start believing in soulmates because of this. Because now I just believe there are multiple people in the 8 billion people there are who are extremely compatible with me and I just happen to find one of them. Doesn't mean I appreciate them less. It's just what I choose to believe. So there's that. As far as what I look for, not in a relationship, but per se, I think should be there regardless of who the two people are, it's just one thing really. It's just the willingness to try. Two things: willingness to try, and keeping in mind that there will be scenarios where no matter how hard you try, it just won't work out. And that's fine. It is sad, but at the same time, it's fine. With these two things in mind, and the two people being willing to communicate, I don't see how any relationship can't work. It can't work in a particular sense, like it could just be that the two people stop liking each other that way. But I feel like with the second thing in mind, that no matter what you do at times, shit is always like shit just goes down. With that in mind, at least they can come to a graceful end. They can go their paths. And the entire thing does not have to be a bad experience after all. You know? That's, I feel like, one more thing I do object. Like, just because you tried dating someone and it doesn't work out, doesn't mean you have to hate them. I feel like a lot of people have reasons to hate their exes, which is fine. But at times, I feel like some people just follow the narrative that, oh, we tried, it didn't work out. Now they're my ex, so I hate them. I don't feel like that's necessary. And more than that, a person as well who also tried to make it work. Well, depending on the scenario, who also tried to make it work. So there's that. My college has started, and I'm in a very good place right now. That's why I have the time and leisure to think of all this. That's just something I wanted to put in the video. But yeah, one more thing I wanted to talk about was preconceived notions. I have a video where I've talked about this quite a bit, but not this exact idea. The video was that having an opinion beforehand kills the process of learning. I feel like having an opinion beforehand does one more bad thing, which is not per se a bad thing, but basically, like, I feel like a lot of people, instead of chasing characteristics, they try to chase blueprints of a human. Like, they latch on to a human, like how this particular human should be, and try to fit into all the human's character traits instead of building their own human, like choosing what traits they want for themselves individually. I feel like one major part where this happens is when people try to be like TV show characters or movie characters. They base their personality off of that. It could happen with people trying to be someone they know IRL. That could also happen. But with that, I feel like you hold yourself back too much. There are too many limitations when it comes to that. There's little room for improvement. I feel like when it comes character wise, you really think on why you want to have this certain characteristic. When it comes to more of a blueprint, you just find it nice. Or, it's an entire set of things. And when you do have the liberty to choose who you become, individually piece by piece with every characteristic that there is, why not take the time to decide that and find your own perfect combo? With the blueprint, it's also that imagine there's a character who's very hopelessly in love. A person looks at the character, they love to see how dedicated they can be for every single person that they love. It's admirable. But at the same time, in chasing the character, you also develop the quality of, let's say, clinginess. Now, you don't know how to separate the two characteristics. You've always chased the blueprint. Where there is dedication, there is clinginess. You wouldn't want to get rid of the dedication only because there's something negative about the character as well. So, in choosing individual characteristics, you can improve. And, like, let there be a time where, let's say, normally a guy is polite, but he feels like in life he's getting too used. So, he wants to change it. He wants to be a little more stern with others, stern with himself, maybe. He wouldn't have to question his entire character to make on that change. He can just think of this characteristic. I feel like even if we don't realize, even if this is a lot more hypothetical and a lot more perfect world coded than it actually is, real life is obviously much more complex than that, complicated than that. Because obviously nobody's holding on to TV characters and thinking I have to have everything. But like just in case, I feel like a lot of people do that subconsciously. They have this version of themselves in their head which does not have to be one particular character. It can be constructed out of various things. But they constantly latch onto that version, which is very against change. And I feel like there is no one particular version that will get through all your phases of your life. So be open to change. And honestly, even if one of your versions would have hated the other version, like, it's like a sad thought. I think people have it a lot. I haven't personally had it, I've just seen videos about it. Like, 11-year-old me would have hated 16-year-old me. But it is the 11-year-old you who 5 years later had to turn that way, which is fine. You're also trying your best to survive now. So yeah, that. Um, that's pretty much it, I think. It's been a while since I've made a video. I hope to be more consistent now. And yeah, that's about it. I'll see you all next time.